Hey Shalom. First off, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Machar Kudash. The belongs to the apostles and elders of GMS that teach us His word. And Shalom unto the hopeful elect upon the four corners of this earth that shall make it up out of here in truth and in sincerity. So I was this is just a lesson that came about in my reading, and it was a powerful scripture that I came across that reminded me of the importance of prayer and the importance of faith, and especially coming into these times, with Jacob's trouble coming here soon, with these severe prophecies, these big prophecies that are coming here soon that might put us in tough situations. Prayer and faith is going to be very essential and important parts, of being in this truth, in this gospel. It's already very important parts. We should be praying every single day, day in, day out, day in and day out. The Most High, that's one of the things that the Most High has granted us to be able to do, to be able to ask Him through Yahweh Shai directly for help with something, for inspiration, for anything you ask for, Now, of course, with prayer, you ain't supposed to ask. You ain't supposed to go to the Most High and ask for a Bugatti. You're supposed to ask for things that you really think you need, or things that you really, you're really hoping for. You really some things that are really essential. So I'm just gonna straight into the scriptures. So this is Acts chapter. I'll start from the top. This is Acts chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with a sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread." So you got this King Herod, and he was going into the church and he killed James. He killed James, and then he proceeded to take Peter as a prisoner, And so you have the king of the land that you're dwelling in that goes into your church and kills one of the disciples, and then furthermore takes another one as a prisoner. That's a dire strait, that's a tough situation to be in, because what can you do? It's the king. What are you supposed to do about that? It doesn't seem like there's much that you can't do, So let's read on. It says, "And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison, and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people." So hey, he has Peter in a prison right now. He has him surrounded by guards. There's doesn't seem like there's any way out. But this is where that faith comes in. This is where that importance of faith comes in right here. So it says, "Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him." So it says that they kept praying without ceasing, no matter what happened. Even though Peter seemed like he was in a situation that was going to be very difficult to get out of, they continued to pray no matter what. They continue to keep that faith, to pray unto the Most High, even when things seemed like, even when it seemed like there was no hope. Even when it seemed like things had no chance of getting better, they still prayed unto the Most High. They still kept that faith. And that's the spirit that we need to have. I made a lesson recently talking about how these scriptures need to be an example, and things like this must be an example unto us. Things like this need to be an example of how we should constantly continue to build our faith and continue to go unto the Most High when we need things, because you gotta extrapolate. You gotta put yourself in these times. You're in this church, and one of the most prominent figures gets taken as a prisoner by the king of the land that you're in, with no chance of getting him out the prison. But you continue to pray that he will come out the prison. You continue to go unto the Most High, having faith and hoping that He'll save him out. So let's see what happens afterward. As a matter of fact, I want to get a scripture in the midst. This is Hebrews chapter 11, and I'll start verse 1. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." You know, because hey, they had no guarantee that Peter would make it out of the prison. They had no there wasn't anything that gave them a guarantee that Peter would make it out of that prison. So they were hoping for something that wasn't seen. They were hoping for something that seemed impossible. You know? And that's the spirit that we need to have, hoping even in the impossible. You know, it says, I'll stop that right there, you know? But it says the evidence of things not seen, you know? So even though it's not seen, even though it seems like it's impossible, we still have faith, you know? Even with these prophecies today, you know, and about a decade ago, the things that us the prophets were bringing out seemed like they were never going to come to pass, but we still have faith and we still brought them out in full assurance, you know, full assurance of faith, full assurance of hope, you know. And now look today, the things that we were bringing out a decade ago are coming to pass now, you know. And that's that faith that we need to have, you know. That's that faith that we must continue to strive and continue in, you know, because the major prophecies, such as Jacob's trouble, such as these concentration camps, the sedition among men, which is happening right now, as we can see, you know, these great wars that are going to be happening, Yahushua's return, these things are going to come to pass, and we have to have full assurance of faith unto that. You know, we have to have full we have to stay strong unto that, you know. Just like how back in Acts, hey, Peter got taken, and it was a really tough looking situation. It didn't look like there was any didn't look like there was going to be any way out. But what ended up happening, you know? So let's move on. This is verse 6. It says, "And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison." So he's in this prison cell, and he's bound with chains, and he's in the middle of two soldiers. How is he going to get out? You know, so it says, "And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself, and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee, and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true, which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision." You know, so Peter is getting saved out of this prison by this angel. He didn't even think it was real at first. He thought he was seeing a vision. He thought he was seeing, he thought he was asleep. You know, he thought he was dreaming. You know, but this was an actual thing that was going on. The Most High sent Peter an angel so that he can get saved out of this prison. You know, the Most High sent him an angel so that he could so that he could escape and be free. And what did the people in the church pray for? They prayed for this same exact thing. They prayed that Peter would be okay. They prayed that Peter could be free. You know, even in the most dire, even in the most impossible seeming situations, they prayed, and their prayers came to pass. You know, and that's the type of faith that we need to have. Even in the most impossible seeming situations, we need to have faith that these type of things can come to pass, because they will be coming to pass. You know, we'll have some brothers who get saved out of dire situations by angels. We'll have some brothers who get saved by who get spiritual power in those times. You know, we'll have some brothers who make it out of the most perilous situations, even when it seems like they aren't supposed to. You know, because that's the type of faith we have to have. That's the type of assurance that we have to have, that the Most High will have our back. You know, so here I want to get Matthew chapter 21 verse 22. It says, "And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive." You know, and again, like I started off at the beginner's lesson, you ain't supposed to go to the Most High and ask for and ask for something carnal. You're supposed to go to the Most High asking for things in the spirit. They should be spiritual things, you know, things that you genuinely need, things that your spirit is asking for, not the flesh. You know, you should be going to the Most High in the spirit at all times. You know, but it says if you believe, you'll receive those things. You know, if you believe, and what's that believing? That's that hope. That's that faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You know, I hope I'm not butchering that scripture. I just brought it out. You know, but it's basically believing in the unknown, or believing in something that seems like it's not supposed to happen. You know, just like how that church did, just like how that church prayed and believed that Peter would be safe, and that angel saved him out of that perilous situation. You know, so going back to Acts, it says when they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord, and they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. You know, and I'll read this last verse with it. And when Peter was come to himself, he said, Now I know of a surety that the Lord Yahweh had sent his angel, and had delivered me out of the hand of Herod, and from all the expectation of the people of the Jews. You know, so after that situation happened, after Peter thought he was dreaming, Peter thought he was tripping at first, but afterward he realized, man, that was an angel. That angel saved me out of that situation. You know, the Most High saved me out of that situation because he sent that angel. You know, and hey, I'm sure Peter was praying as well. You know, and not only the church, but I'm sure Peter was praying and hoping that things would be okay as well, believing that things would be okay, because they had the Most High on their side. They were doing the will of the Most High. You know, and when you're doing the will of the Most High, he'll be on your side. You know, just like what us the prophets are doing today. As long as we're doing the will of the Most High, he's going to be on our side. So we have to believe, we have to hope, you know, we have to have that faith. You know, so hey, with that being said, once again, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bukhar, Kodash. With that being said, hey, shalom.